Awesome.
Funnily enough, I used the wrong overlay, so it's really not my morning.
Hello and welcome to Traffic Paradise Radio. Today I am your host standing in for Uno. I am Kira, and joining me today is Immy.
Good morning. It's like, why is this video 2 minutes and 50 seconds? It's a bit too long for an intro.
Yeah. Hey guys. We had a couple of technical issues with our introduction this morning, so this is what happens when we don't have Uno with us. Everything falls apart instantly.
Even though I do this every week, it's his presence.
Uno is the team leader. Unfortunately, we cannot function without him. Anyway, how are you doing, Immy? Have you recovered from Imola yet?
I'm doing okay. Yeah, I've recovered. Spent an uncomfortable amount of money last night.
Oh?
Because Oscar released Monaco merch. That was really an impulse purchase.
Fair enough. I have not actually seen that yet.
I know, it got me. It's limited edition, individually numbered. Oh, individually numbered?
What does that mean?
Sure, I'll spend £75 on a hoodie, sure.
75? Yeah. Oh my goodness. And I thought my Miami cap was unjustifiable.
It was 85 with shipping.
Immy.
So, it comes with a certificate.
Whoa! Okay.
Not my proudest moment, but you know, it ships in July. I'm calling it an A-level present, right?
It ships in July? You're not even gonna get it till July?
I think so, unless I misread June.
Oh my gosh.
It's a while away.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
God, that's like an advanced investment, that.
Yeah. It's like a small down payment.
Oh my gosh, and I thought it was slow when my cap took 10 days to arrive.
How much was the cap? Like 50?
That was 40.
Oh, that's actually really not bad.
It's not bad for what it is. And it's pink, so you guys might see that at some point, maybe. If
pink.
You know, if I end up showing my face at some point, I'll probably be wearing that cap, most likely.
Ooh. I'm looking forward to the pink cap.
Yeah, okay. It is iconic.
It is. Yes.
Right. Now, today we are going to be talking about the Grand Prix that is certainly used to be the most anticipated one of the year, now probably not so much. The Monaco Grand Prix. Obviously, everyone knows Monaco. Monaco is one of the most historical Grand Prix on the calendar. Obviously, perfect setting. The road is literally the circuit, and I can't wait to go there. It's had a good history of crazy races and less crazy races.
Last year.
Well, you say that last year there was still the lap one.
Yeah. I mean, it all happened in a blink of an eye in the first minute.
Yes.
And then nothing happened after that. But, you know, I think with 2 mandatory pit stops, there'll at least be some strategy coming into play. And we won't have a top 10 finish exactly as they are. It'll be better. I'm looking forward to it. And a possible wet quali. So
I know that somebody will probably screw up a pit stop somewhere. And it'll go to the air, which is quite cool.
if McLaren stay the way they were in Imola, then.
Well, you guys have got work to do.
I hope they're doing pit stop drills, please. Practice.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are.
But yes. And then, first of all, before we get into the predictions, I've made this beautiful graphic. It's Neve's birthday. She's not here. I believe she's sitting an exam or is about to at some point soon, so good luck.
Oh god, poor Neve. On her birthday is crazy.
I put this together, and then Uno also edited that little picture on the left where she's behind the F1 Academy girls. It's
Oh my gosh, I love
beautiful.
that. I didn't even realize that she was there.
Yeah, do you not see the big
I
arrow?
do now. I do now. Yeah, that's iconic. I love that. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, happy birthday, Neve. Everyone say happy birthday to Neve. We're hoping that she's having a lovely day. Obviously, wish she could have joined us, but I think she has more pressing matters to attend to, aka her exams and important career things.
Indeed, indeed. Well, yes, I cooked this up this morning. I hope it's everything that Neve hoped for.
I love it.
Okay.
Now I'm mad that my birthday's during winter break. That's a shame.
Well, don't worry. We'll find something to yap about.
Yippee!
Okay. I think. Oh my god, my birthday is on the day of the Singapore Grand Prix. So.
Oh wow. Okay, so we can do like an advanced happy birthday.
It will be a tense day, I think is the problem.
Oh.
I don't think I'm gonna enjoy myself.
Yes, of course. Lord.
But that's fine. Especially that late in the year. Well, maybe things will have changed. It's fine.
Maybe things will already be set in stone by then. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows exactly. So or I will have adopted a Zen attitude by October. I can do it.
You heard it here, guys. Immy is not going to let Oscar's performance get to her by then.
No,
we will see if she follows up on this.
Birthday. It's fine. Okay, anyway.
Now, for our pole position predictions. Immy, you go first. What have you gone for?
I've gone for Lando Norris just to shake it up, to be honest. I don't have a lot of backing for this one, especially because I think unlike last year, quali has been his main issue this year. I mean, we saw it maybe better in Miami, but worse again in Imola. But I've just decided that he's going to put it together in Monaco because I haven't predicted him on pole in ages. Shake it up.
Fair enough. That's completely valid. I believe he hasn't got on pole since Australia, which is quite surprising considering how many poles he had last year. But hopefully we'll see if he can do something this time. It is very interesting to me that Lando and Oscar seem to have swapped their strengths and weaknesses. Have you noticed that?
I mean, I wouldn't say that Oscar has been weak in the races, but I think recency bias, Imola wasn't great. So,
it's more in the sense of, obviously, I'm not talking about specifically lap 1. Obviously, Oscar never had any pole positions last season, so this isn't a measure of how good he is at maintaining pole. Obviously, with his record so far, he's been doing amazingly. But I just feel like, obviously Oscar's been outperforming Lando in qualifying, whereas Lando's much better at doing recovery drives, I noticed.
Yeah, he definitely is better at a recovery drive. We haven't really had to see Oscar do that this year.
The only time was after that slip in Australia, and to be fair, he did very well with that.
Yeah, that was good from him. I think he obviously couldn't get very far in the time he had, but yeah, Lando is good at a recovery drive. The fact that we've had to sort of see it multiple times this year maybe isn't the best, but hopefully he can get a grip on his qualifying. And for sure, I think he's had a lot more starts from pole. Oscar's poles, the first two maybe lulled him into a bit of a false sense of security that he could do a good start and get away with it. When you're starting by Max, you can never be secure.
God, every time he's on pole and Max is there next to him, I'm just like, right, how long is he going to be able to hold on for?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they've been taking bits out of each other, so it's quite interesting that the last 3 poles 2 were Max and Oscar won those. One was Oscar and Max won it. So
I know. They're just trading. They're trading poles to wins at this point.
yeah. Okay.
Speaking of Oscar, that is who I predicted for pole. He just had such a good streak this year. Obviously Imola wasn't the best weekend for him, but everyone has their off weekends.
And he did put it on pole.
Well, you still put it on pole, exactly. So there's nothing stopping him from doing it again.
Yeah, I think so. And
he's doing
I
so
think
well.
he put in a strong performance in Monaco last year as well. It was one of the tracks that he outqualified Lando at, and everybody loves to shake around that 24 statistic.
Of course.
But...
I mean, Oscar got P2 last year.
Yes.
I believe it was, because they were wearing all their Senna commemoratory suits and everything, and it was very cool to see that on the podium.
Yeah, and I mean, especially last year when the Ferrari was a competent car in qualifying, nobody was going to outqualify Charles. Like he was on something last year. So, best of the rest in that case for sure. But I'd honestly be excited either way, because it would be nice to see Lando put it together in quali again, but then also I'll always be happy for an Oscar pole. So, and then let's see what everybody else predicted.
That's an interesting mix. I really am keen to note that nobody's predicted Charles Leclerc on pole.
I'm surprised that there's a Ferrari on pole and it's not Charles. I think Uno has just yet again decided to go absolutely crazy. And
Uno's just becoming a Lewis Hamilton fan at this point. He's always on Uno's podium.
It's actually worked out quite well for Uno to go a bit mad, but I think if a Ferrari is going to have the pace for pole, it will be Charles. But I don't think Ferrari's going to have the pace for pole. I mean, we saw in Imola, their qualifying was atrocious, but their race pace was great, which is a weird problem to have and the wrong direction to be in this late in the game, I think. But
I don't really know what Ferrari are doing. Their performances are very random.
Yeah.
Extremely random.
Confusing.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see some Max shouts, because I feel like we always sort of undervalue him in our predictions, and he's always there.
Yes.
He's always that close to pole pretty much, so it's good to see him there. Although Red Bull were not strong in Monaco last year, but I think the car is different. So
the car's very different to last year, so you can't really use last year as a benchmark. Same with Ferrari.
Ferrari were great. They're not going to do that again.
Yeah, no. But Max, you can always rely on Max to do decently. It's just that both last year and even the year before, Max did not qualify too well in Monaco. It just so happened that in 2023, he was able to still win it by a stroke of Ferrari screwing up.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think this will be a very interesting and quite stressful quali, but at the same time, qualifying possibly. But I feel like every time I try to hype up, it could be raining. It doesn't. So we'll see.
It's not realistically. It's still going to be chaos because of how small the track is. Someone will crash, but it's nowadays in Monaco. It's only as chaotic as the next race. It's not going to be anything mental.
Yeah. There was a wet qualifying in Formula E a couple of weeks back, and that was very interesting. So
yes, I remember. I saw that.
I would like to see it, to be honest. But if it doesn't come, then it doesn't come. Whatever.
Rain is great for a race like this because it shakes up everything.
Yeah,
especially it also really evens out the field.
Like the amount of lack of overtaking. If someone like Alex Albon can put it in P3,
oh my gosh! Imagine
he could be on for a podium there. Like this is really a track where you can defend your position. When you're
honestly with Alex, I am really looking forward to Silverstone.
Oh, for real?
Because don't forget that Williams always do well there.
And speaking about podiums, third place.
Right, our P3 predictions. Immy, who have you gone for?
I have gone for George Russell, purely because I think this is definitely a race that is going to be decided more in qualifying. And I think we thought that for Imola, and then things got a bit weird, right, with all the safety cars and etc. and
Yeah.
the tyre strategies. So things did change, and obviously if there are crashes or red flags, that could change the order of a lot of things, and with the double pit stop. But Mercedes seem to have the qualifying pace, at least in one car, it seems. One car's really fast and the other one isn't.
Okay.
No! Kimmy was good in Miami. They're flip-flopping right now.
Yeah.
And so if he can get a good qualifying position like he was P3 in Imola, then he could convert that and hold on to that to a podium. Zeth also says, Yuki quali in the rain, Synodium incoming. Yeah.
Yeah. We can dream.
This man needs to put a Q3 lap together in that car and I will be happy. It could be P8, but it would be a proper lap.
P8 would be his best finish.
Yeah. Oh god, don't say that.
Not overall for Red Bull.
No, I know, but it's kind of sad to think about. Anyway.
Yeah. As for me, in retort to Immy's, they're flip-flopping, I put Kimmy Antonelli in P3.
Well, to be honest, if they are flip-flopping, it's time for the flip to flop in Kimmy's direction. So
exactly.
You could be onto something.
You know, I like to maintain my delusions. I have faith that if Kimmy is able to have a good lap and is able to put it in the top 3 or 4, he's got a really good shout for his first podium.
Yeah.
And to do that in Monaco would be crazy.
Yeah, I think it's definitely coming this year. This is also one where like it is harder to overtake. Maybe pace doesn't matter as much. So
it's more about who screws up the pit stops.
Yeah. I think Mercedes have been neither here nor there. They aren't Ferrari with it. Ferrari are in like a league of their own this year with pit stops. But they also aren't. They haven't had any noticeable struggle. I feel like I'm probably forgetting something.
We're doing okay. We had bad stops in Miami and managed to recover from it. Other than that, we've been sort of average. It's nothing bad.
I feel like at least Mercedes hasn't had 3 bad stops in one race. You know, sorry, I'm still thinking about that because that's actually quite baffling me.
Honestly, that probably lost Oscar the race.
I think it's more the strategy. The pit stop was neither here nor there. It didn't help, but
I think if Lando's had been faster, then Lando would have had a much better shot at catching Max.
I don't think he was going to catch Max either, though. I mean, his pace when he was behind Max before the second round of stops, he was just sat there 9 seconds behind. There was no gain, and they were pretty much on like the same tire.
Max was on something completely different.
Yeah. I mean, he's good at Imola. I think we all need to realize
this is very true. I mean, don't forget that he also took fastest lap. Max did, so it's not as if it wasn't as if he was just amazing at. Oh
yes. A lot of people.
Uno.
That's gone.
He's gone for it. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Uno's.
I'm liking the look of
Uno's
this.
Mad. I don't think we've ever had this much Ferrari on our screen since, I don't know, maybe Australia before we realized what the car was like.
Yeah.
So half of us have decided that Ferrari are going to pull something together this weekend and get their second proper race format podium. 3 of us, Neve, Lacey, and Willow, think that's going to be Charles. Lee thinks it's going to be Lewis. Uno has gone a bit mad, but I love the spirit and gone with Alex Albon.
This is the first time we've ever seen a Williams in our predictions.
Oh yeah, I mean, if Alpine got a podium last year, he can get a podium this year.
Exactly. Like, who was going to predict that?
It has to happen. Tay has gone for Lando as well. A bit of an outlier here, sort of with Alex in the corner.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I put any Ferrari on my podium. I was sort of flip-flopping about it. Yeah, I was like sort of between George and Charles for P3, which seems to be the popular choice out
Honestly,
of everyone.
I sort of forgot about Ferrari.
The way they are quite forgettable. I'm just thinking their issue is qualifying, and in Monaco, I feel like Charles could really still put a lap together, but the car might just not be there, and it might be P4, P5. It won't be a Q2 exit, I don't think.
Oh no.
But it
won't be crazy.
It won't be the top places for Ferrari,
No.
I don't think. I mean, I'll happily eat my words, but we've got
One thing I do love about this is how much variation in colours we've got.
Yeah, no, it's a good weekend, I think. I'm excited for this. So let's keep that ball rolling. On to second. And I have gone for Max Verstappen, which he has to qualify better for this to happen, I think. So please harness what you harnessed in Imola and put a lap together in Monaco because he was P6 last year. And the car wasn't bad at that point, but Monaco was a track that didn't work with its characteristics. So that's neither here nor there. But you can never count Max out, I think, from a podium position, honestly. And he does have the ability to outqualify the car, push the car past its limits, and it doesn't seem to have the race pace issues it had in Miami versus the McLarens. And I think in a track that's so much harder to overtake on, that wouldn't be so much of an issue anyway. So if he puts it in a good position, I think he can hold on to that all the way to the podium. And oh, you're back. Good.
No, I have been here. Apologies.
Okay.
I do agree with you. Everyone's like, oh, the RB21 is just a terrible car. I think the RB21 is better than the RB20. It's just that the other teams have gotten better.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, Red Bull keeps fighting for all these technical directives to come in. So I think the other teams are going to start getting slower again. And so the RB
Yeah.
quicker. Yeah, it's not a bad car. Everybody who says it's a bad car is a bit deluded. Even when the McLaren's been super fast on that day, it's been the second fastest car. And then Max would have been on for a P3 in Miami if it weren't for the safety car situation.
Realistically, I don't think McLaren are much faster than they were last year. It's just that the drivers have gotten better.
Oh, that as well. That's definitely true. Like
the drivers have learned how to drive at the front now.
Yeah, the team has learned how to strategize better if you ignore Imola. The drivers have learned how to drive at the front better, how to start from pole, how to get pole, how to qualify well, and they're both there at the front all the time, and that definitely helps a lot. And yeah, for sure, I think the only race where the Red Bull has truly been like a bad car was Bahrain. Apart from that, it's always been at the front.
Yeah, Bahrain was the only time he went backwards.
Yeah, exactly. And that as well, he was P20 at one point because they were having pit stop issues and he still finished well in the points.
Yeah,
so
it
still wasn't an awful car by any means. Anyway.
And this leads to the fact that I have also chosen Max Verstappen for P2. He just seems like the most likely candidate. Obviously, his track record in Monaco isn't the best, but it's also Max, and I would rather overestimate than underestimate how he's going to do.
Sure.
Because I'm very, very well known for underestimating how well he's going to do and sort of trying to manifest that somebody else gets on the podium. But he's cool. He always manages to get there. He's always around the top. So yeah, I think he probably is going to get the podium, even despite last year.
Yeah, no, I think you definitely can't count him out. That's for sure. And then everybody else. We are not in the minority. So Lee has gone with us on Verstappen. Uno,
are you okay?
Sure, Uno. Yeah, no, that's okay. That's totally makes so much sense. Yeah, that's fine. I just honestly can never. Lewis is a great driver. I can't picture him as the lead Ferrari around Monaco.
He has only he's only outperformed Leclerc like once or twice. I just don't think that on Leclerc's home race that he is known to perform way better at than anywhere else, that Lewis will be able to out-qualify him.
Exactly. Like, Charles is in a world of his own around Monaco versus a teammate. I think his quali head-to-head, I can't think of statistics, but it's like he's only been out-qualified by a teammate once around
Which is
Monaco.
Crazy because he's drove for Sauber.
Yeah, exactly. And that was Marcus Ericsson then, and he was way more experienced.
True, yeah.
But yeah, so that's just an insane head-to-head. And while I don't think Ferrari is truly on for these podium positions, like that's wow, that's what 5 people who have predicted Ferrari on their podium.
Yeah, that's really
Um,
interesting.
I mean,
Where's this like Forza Ferrari mentality come from, guys?
yeah, why have we all fallen back into the trap? It's like
Yeah, everyone, come
Ferrari do
on.
awfully. Nobody puts
You
Ferrari.
they
They
fell
do
for the Ferrari propaganda,
But yeah,
honestly.
and then we have 2 votes. That's not really a thing. 2 predictions for each McLaren driver for P2. So Neve and Lacey have gone with Lando, and Tate and Willow have gone with Oscar, and that's a pretty good spread.
It is a pretty good mix.
Yeah, 3 teams,
3 teams,
4
4
drivers.
drivers. Very nice.
Indeed.
I love how like sort of this shows how even the field is recently, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, it's kind of just Max and McLaren, and then everyone else, but
yeah, even field. It's okay. And then
okay. P1.
Here we go. I have gone with Oscar. Honestly, I can say that I, for once, sort of went with the Uno strategy of I did not put a lot of thought into this prediction at all. So I don't know what happened to Lando. I put him on pole, and now he's not on the podium.
I was going to say, where's Lando gone?
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
You're expecting a Lando fall off, I see.
I mean, I don't know what I'm expecting because I honestly
I didn't even predict him on my podium or for pole, so
yeah.
fair enough.
I just threw stuff at the wall and like saw what stuck.
That's fair enough.
So yeah, normally I'm like, and I think this team is going to be fast, and this driver has a weakness here, and but you know, I'm zen today.
You just picked this to be funny.
Yeah, indeed, and it's very very funny. Not the like most common win prediction.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say that as if I haven't also gone for Oscar to win.
Oh well, would you look at that? We're in sync.
We are so in sync. I mean, to be fair, I also did put Oscar on pole, so it's a bit different.
Yeah.
But
that's exactly why I didn't want to put Oscar on pole. I think I can't keep doing that.
Fair enough. I think for me, if Oscar gets pole and he keeps it in lap 1, then he just runs away with it. We've seen that multiple times. You know, if he can get the lead on lap 1, whether it's from pole or not, to be honest, he's just gone. You know, you don't see him for the rest of the race.
Yeah, I also think that the sort of complacency he had into sort of turn 1-2 at Imola is a mistake that he won't want to repeat, and he will reflect on that because he's very good at learning from mistakes. And so I don't think we'll see that again. We'll see him being a bit more aggressive, especially when he's starting side by side with Max, and being a bit more defensive and braking a bit later. Though obviously that move from Max, like that was insane and really good. So it was partially Oscar should have broke later, and also partially Max is crazy.
And it's also a track that he likes a lot, so he's won there 4 times now.
And to think, I mean, they didn't race there in 23, so that was Oscar's 2nd time there.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I think if he gets pole, especially around Monaco, he should run away with it. I think McLaren also have reflecting to do from that race with their pit stops and with their strategy. It's the same sets of tires this time, so they will know to an extent that, of course, it's a road surface this time, which is different from Imola, but to an extent that the medium tire has a second life and you shouldn't jump early. But oh my god, it's a mandatory 2-stop anyway, so who cares?
Mandatory 2-stop is fine, you know. Matter. These tires are not going to be worn down to within their life that they always are.
It's fine. Nobody can make a 2 pit stop strategy blunder because everyone has to do it.
Yeah.
I love these regulations.
It's when you start bringing in like 3 and 4 then it becomes an issue. Cough, cough, racing balls, please don't.
Yeah, don't do that. But yeah, exactly. I think McLaren will have reflecting to do, and so does Oscar. And also, if we want to play a little sort of statistics moment, then Oscar got P3 in Japan, which is the first race of a triple header, and then he won the other two. He got P3 in Imola, first race of a triple header.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. But I don't want to count my chickens before they've hatched. So
yeah.
Anyway, here's everyone else. My God.
Okay, Uno. Sorry, I see the teal and I'm like...
I was distracted by other stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think Uno did preface this on Monday, sort of being like, my predictions are crazy. They always are a bit, but what's that?
I'm here for that. I'm here for that.
McLaren on the podium.
I'm here for Uno's George
no
Russell
Red
win.
Bull on the podium. So the podium would consist of none of the current winners of the season.
Mercedes and Ferrari podium is mental, though. Come on, Uno.
A Ferrari and a Williams.
Yeah, okay.
Well, if that comes true, that will be mad.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'll be here for that. But also, oh wait, I think maybe he would want to put George and Alex on the podium together.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, imagine if they had shared their first podium. That'd be so sweet.
Though it's neither of their first podiums.
No, not together. First shared podium. Yeah, first podium together.
Shared their first podium, but no.
Yeah, no. I am aware. I am not one of the people who thinks Alex not had a podium before.
The amount of people that think that is actually kind of crazy.
I know. Oh my god. Would that be Williams' first podium in how many years?
Oh, I could not tell you.
At least 10.
I want to say that. Did Lance get a podium with Williams, or was it a pole?
Pole.
No podium. Oh no, they screwed it, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 2012? That feels like it's too early. That might have been a win. No, I think that was a win. That wasn't podium. I don't know. I can't tell you.
We'll have to have a think about that one.
Yeah. Oh, we'll come back with the stat if Alex gets it.
Yeah, exactly.
And a really, really smug Uno.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We're not going to hear the end of it if that comes true.
Yes. Okay. Finally, we have the wild card. Oh, but I did want to say, I just forgot and then I remembered. Nobody predicted Lando for the win, which I think is kind of crazy.
Yeah, people seem to have given up on him a little bit, and
that's so mean.
I'm interested in why that is the case, because he's still second in the championship, guys.
Yeah,
exactly. Is he second? Is he still second? Or
yeah,
is it...
he's still second.
He is still second. Wow.
He is still second. I mean, he dropped only. Let me do the mental math. 7 points to Max. So it wasn't. The gap was, I think, 16 before.
Yes, the gap is now 9.
Oh, I was right. Great.
Yep. So Oscar to Lando is 13, and then Lando to Max is 9.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because obviously Oscar dropped a lot of points to Max, but only 3 to Lando.
Of course.
So it's getting really tight up there, though. I can do math. 28 points. No, that's not.
22.
Let me try again. Thank you. Yeah, no, let's go with that. Okay.
What's your wildcard, Immy? Go on.
Oh gosh, I hope I remember it. A lap 1 incident, and there were so many to pick from last year, and some of them have gone into the other images. So this is not. There's no bias issue here with the reason that I picked Carlos going off. Okay.
Disclaimer, that's crazy.
I had to use the other images for other wild cards. FYI. Okay. But this was a lap 1 incident that I think Carlos was very, very lucky to manage to recover from.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So
yeah.
Well, as for mine, I have gone for a top 4 team DNF. Oh, that was an experience watching that come up last year, that crash.
I know, right?
How did he walk out of that unscathed is crazy.
Smacked. I mean, yeah, the car is destroyed, but the survival cell is fine.
Yeah, obviously.
I love modern engineering.
Woohoo!
Okay, but yeah, I mean, I feel like I've fallen into the sort of trap of predicting something that happened last year will happen this year, so I've got to kind of stop doing that. But I
Yeah,
feel
you need to
like
be more
a
wild in me.
lap one incident around Monaco is just kind of likely.
There's so many cars in a tiny little street circuit. Of course, something's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, especially when track position is so important. You know,
Yeah.
you've really gotta. Okay, and then everyone else, beautiful, lovely array of images. Tay went with a collision between teammates, so I obviously had to use
Oh,
the
the
Alpine
iconic.
situation from last year. It's a really funny photo, though. Like, fully airborne. Like,
I still can't believe that happened. That was surreal to watch.
honestly, it's like the way all of those clips came in that first lap, it was like, oh my god, look, Perez and Magnussen and Hulkenberg, what the hell? And then, oh my god, look, Carlos got a puncture, what the hell? Oh my god, what happened all the way down there? It was like,
It was absolutely crazy.
and nobody knew if Esteban had retired, and then it was just like, oh, and we can see him walking away in jeans. Okay, he's not coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was still showing up on the timing screens, wasn't he?
Yeah. It's like,
And
he's
then
not getting in that car.
we just saw him like walking out of the garage. It was like, oh, all right, see ya.
Bye bye. And then Uno has gone for the cliche of a quali crash. Which yeah, could happen. Could happen, especially if it's wet.
It almost always does happen.
Yeah.
Even not in Monaco, like anywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my god, we did have quali crashes in Imola, didn't we?
We did indeed.
I don't think we had any in Miami, though. Did we? No.
Did
but
we
there's so
not?
much much runoff.
There is. Miami, you have to do a pretty good job to actually crash.
Yeah. Like there's so much runoff.
Yeah.
Whereas I mean there is a lot in Imola, but there's also gravel, so it's kind of not as nice. And then Lee has gone with somebody in the top 5 of the World Drivers' Championship won't reach Q3. And unfortunately, I've used an image of Charles because surely out of all the cars, right, and I don't think this is going to happen because he is very talented around Monaco, but out of all the cars, I mean, I guess, well, a Mercedes has been out in Q2, but I don't think George has.
George has not.
No. So the Mercedes has the potential to go out in Q2 as well.
Okay.
What? I didn't name any names. I was trying to be nice. But both Ferraris have been out in Q2. So I think we do everything in their
Everything
power
has to be balanced.
Have it happen this weekend. So we'll see. Obviously, it could be like 2 of these things go hand in hand. Somebody in the top 5 has a quali crash in Q2 and they don't go through Q3.
Of course.
So maybe lots of people will be getting their wild cards in early. And then Neve has gone with 2 cars DNF, which I think is quite safe.
Wait, is that just at least 2 or like teammates?
Just 2, but then I was just going through last year's images, and so I think it's funny how the Haas cars are looking at each other.
Yeah. At that moment, they both knew that they were screwed.
It was like, what the hell? What the hell? But yeah, just 2 cars, and it's not 2 or more; it is just 2.
Oh, so, exactly 2. Oh.
I mean, I don't know if it's like that, but that's how I'm going to interpret it because I'm feeling mean. So exactly 2. No more, no less. Over under. And we had, if I'm counting all those, 4 DNFs last year. So
4?
Yeah, the Haas's, Perez, and Ocon.
Oh yes, no, I forgot that Gasly actually managed to keep it, didn't he?
I know, yeah. I mean, thank God for that. Otherwise, it actually might have been quite bad for Esteban. Thank God he escaped that team. Alas.
Lord, oh my goodness.
And then Lacey has gone with what I'm pretty sure, I'm just going to go find the message, is Mercedes no points.
What? Excuse me? Okay. I'll be having words with Lacey.
Yeah, so if that happens, that will be mad. That will be mad.
My gosh, okay.
Could be the 2 DNFs.
Amy.
Already had one last time.
Honestly, no, you cannot wish a DNF 2 weeks in a row on anyone.
I'm not wishing anything. I wish nothing. I am full of joy and sincerity and no bad vibes.
Okay, whatever you say.
Okay? I wish nothing, I just look at trends. Though there is no sort of worrying trend there because that's, I feel like, the first Mercedes mechanical DNF in eons.
It is. I can't remember the last time it happened.
And it's not, it can't even be like a power unit thing, really.
Well, the last time was Silverstone, George.
Oh, you're so right, but that was like a water leak.
Yeah.
So
it was cooling issue. But,
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't
actual engine failure. It's been ages.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. At least it wasn't an engine issue. And if you can think that Mercedes engine is so solid, because at least I think that McLaren
is cooling
DNFs last year either. Whereas that Ferrari engine, which brings us nicely on to our next prediction, which is that Willow has predicted that another car with a Ferrari supplied engine will DNF. Look at that segue. Ooh.
Wow.
That was nice.
Wow. So, well, that is literally Ferrari has. So,
yeah.
Ouch.
I couldn't, for some reason, find a single picture of Esteban or Ollie or Gabriel DNFing, which is really annoying.
Oh.
So,
even though Esteban literally DNF'd last week.
Yeah, I know, but there was no picture. I guess it's because it wasn't like a crash.
It's not that big of a deal, I guess.
It was like, oh, okay. That happened. It's actually quite mad to think about that pretty much our last 4 DNFs have all been mechanical. It's
interesting because we were just talking about how reliable the cars are, and then the cars stopped being so reliable.
I feel like last year, sort of after China, that was a Sauber mechanical DNF. I can't think of another engine-based one, and I'm sure there was a couple. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. But it was a very, very consistent year. Can you think of one?
Gasly in Vegas.
Aha, yeah, thank you. That's 2.
Seth has asked, I can't remember how Yuki does around Monaco in quali at Monaco. I do not particularly remember, but
I think none of us know.
Because he was in Racing Bulls, realistically, at that point, you're not going to be able to get that far in Monaco. Realistically,
well, he was in Q3 last year, so
he was in Q3 last year. That is a good point.
He got points, obviously, in that weird saving the tires train they were doing for the whole race, but he got points.
He finished 8th.
Yeah, that's a good performance. Exactly,
that's a very good performance
in a Racing Bulls. I think so. He's pretty decent around here, I think we can say. Though obviously, we are yet to see him fully take on a Q3 and get everything out of the lap. And I hope it's this weekend.
2023, on the other hand, although that was AlphaTauri, he finished 15th.
Yeah, that car was kind of meh.
Well, yeah, it was the AlphaTauri. It was terrible.
So, neither here nor there.
But last year's 8th gives me kind of a bit of hope for this weekend for him.
That's a good position.
Yeah.
Though obviously that really was the qualifying competition of the year.
And obviously he's also now in that Red Bull seat, so anything could happen really.
But I do think he
could be P5, he could be P20, we don't know.
He has to don't manifest that. He has to pick up a lap.
And manifest P5.
P5 would be nice. Yeah, that would be good.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah. That would be nice. Okay.
Well, yeah, that wraps up our predictions. Do any of you guys watching have any other kind of crazy predictions or anything that you think is going to happen? Personally, I hope that the 2-stop rule makes it a lot more exciting.
Yeah.
Last year was a little bit dire to watch after lap 1, so
I mean,
hopefully.
I was in last year for the narrative, so I was sort of
Of course.
worried. I was worried in the way that I get when Oscar's leading a race by like 4 seconds and it's fine. But that kept me going through the whole race.
Yes.
So I actually wasn't bored. I think I even rewatched it. I don't know what possessed me to do that.
Wow. Okay. Damn.
I don't know why I did that. Because it wasn't that good.
It was good, but it was good. Yeah, it was good for the story purposes. But in terms of the actual racing, if you weren't interested in the fact that Charles Leclerc was winning his first home race, you didn't enjoy the race.
Yeah.
I personally did as well. Quite enjoy the whole narrative of it, but it was still pretty boring.
Yeah. See, if I was who I am now, then I would have had a miserable time. So, well, maybe not miserable actually. It's like a Japan feeling because that was when they just sort of all paraded around and nothing happened.
Japan was weird this year. Really weird.
Yeah, and it was worse because I was up so early.
Yeah. Oh
like,
my gosh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we both woke up at 5 a.m.
It's like something like that. Nothing happened. It would be that feeling. And so I was like, oh great, Oscar got a podium.
At least for us, it's in the middle of the day this time.
Yeah, indeed. It's good. So if I have a race that ruins my mood, I've only got half the day left, not the whole day. Yay! I can sleep it off and become a whole new person. Zen and positive. Full of good feelings. Me. Truly.
Giving yourself therapy during a podcast recording is crazy.
Do you not like words of affirmation? Positive words of affirmation, Kira? Are you not Zen and positive?
The way you say it is kind of like you sound like you're kind of losing your mind a little bit.
I am, though, is the thing. So I do have to claw myself back.
I see. So therefore, that makes me think, is Immy okay?
We'll see. We'll see.
We will.
I think, I will recover from this. I think summer break will be nice to me. It's like I get sent away to an institution and the institution is just no Formula 1 for 3 weeks. It'll be really nice.
Oh dear.
Okay, I think we should probably end it.
Yeah, thank you so much everyone for coming to watch us today. I hope this has been entertaining. Hope you don't think our predictions are too wild, apart from Uno's, obviously, because
it's entertaining, yeah. We need Uno here.
We need Uno here. We miss Uno. Uno.
Hope you enjoy your new couch.
Yeah, Uno told us very last minute that he could not attend because he was picking up a sofa. So I hope that he is enjoying his new sofa. And again, happy birthday to Neve. And we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
On Monday.
Woo.
Woo. Toodaloops. Oh, I've got to put the music on. Why am I so bad at this today?
Bye, guys.
Okay, here we go. With the correct video.